or just $7.99 a month. The Bakersfield Californian. We're everywhere and anytime. Subscribe today. Bakersfield.com.
Welcome back, Condors Unleashed, live from Bakersfield, California, and the Bakersfield Californian.
Headquarters.
The headquarters, third
HQ.
floor, big floor. As Mark Nessie, a Condors team photographer, also works over here at the Californian, said all the important people reside on the second and third floors.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
on the first floor. Right, old Kevin Bartle.
Poor Mark.
Unleashed. There's just one Unleashed left in the regular season, of course, so the Condors will make the playoffs, so we'll have playoff editions of Condors Unleashed this season as well. So, I mean, just 10 episodes of Unleashed. That's not enough for me, Barnes. It's not enough.
Well,
I'm
unfortunately,
going to need a little better schedule.
Well, you're going on the road a lot in the next month, and so no more until the last week of March.
10 days coming up on the road. Colorado and Idaho.
You get full credit, by the way, for sticking with the fedora.
Well, my
the
hair
entire
is
show.
awful today. Not that it's any better on any other day.
I totally got in your head this morning.
You're renting space. Cameron Abney joins us here on Unleashed. And Abs, first off, welcome back to we haven't really welcomed you back to Condors Town, but you know, what's it been like being back here in Bakersfield, and what made the decision to want to come back and to keep this thing going here in Condors Town?
Well, I mean, it was definitely my first choice. I mean, at that point, I probably I'd be lying if I wouldn't have played anywhere because I was stuck at home. But it's nice to come back to a place that's familiar, and I knew some of the guys coming in, and I had a lot of good conversations with JF on the phone. So it was definitely a comfortable feeling coming back to Bakersfield.
We were pretty disappointed when you got traded last year, man. But you ended up out on the East Coast. What was that last season like for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was just starting to get better in Bakersfield, too. I felt like my game was starting to come around more so than the beginning of the season. And then the trade, going to the east side, a little bit different style of hockey. But I'm finished off the season there, and I'm glad to be back.
You mentioned needing to make a transition and a little bit different style of hockey. You played D in the past, but now you're a full-time defenseman here. I don't think this is going to change the rest of the year, no matter what the changes happen over the course of the next month. What's it been like back there on the blue line? It almost seems like you've been kind of reinvigorated back there on the back six.
Yeah, I mean, I played D in the past, but it's been really, I mean, I could maybe you count on one hand how many times I played D in junior, just emergency, and then a game last year in Orlando on D. So it really isn't much. Can't really say I'm a part-time D, pretty much a rookie at it. So I felt really comfortable back there, though. The first couple games, I had a couple good games, kind of got my feet wet a little bit, and every game I've been more and more comfortable at it.
Let's be real. You're a forward, and you're back there on D. You don't want to get scored on, right? Just to go back, get the puck, get out of the zone as quickly as possible. But in reality, that's like the best way to play D, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask any of the forwards, they would rather you pass it to them right away rather than dusting off the puck or holding it for too long. And I think that's probably the best thing that me and Akeem have brought back there is that we're having that first pass mentality. The less we have the puck, probably the better. And it's better to get in the forward's hands right away.
Do you see the game differently back there? I know Akeem talked about it a little bit in terms of being able to hop up in the play or being able to, join a rush and be that second wave, if you will, coming in over the blue line. But do you see the game differently and have a new perspective on the game playing D?
You feel like you're playing a complete different game for sure.
Really?
It's nothing the same. I mean, you're skating backwards more than you're skating forwards, and realistically, as a forward, you're never skating backwards, unless you're transitioning or stopping and starting. But yeah, for sure, you see more of the ice. I feel like I have the puck even more, which might seem odd for some fans that you have the puck more as a defenseman, but you do. I get a little bit more ice time at D, getting in the lineup more regularly. So it's definitely different in a good way.
All right, tell us about this place right here. What's that place like?
Not a whole.
Alder Grove, British Columbia.
Not a whole lot to say about Alder Grove. It borders the United States. It's really nice and close to the U.S. There's a town called Bellingham right across the border.
Okay.
Seattle's only 2 hours away for people in the geography.
Right. Bellingham's
it's
nice.
About 45 minutes away from Vancouver, which is a beautiful city.
Isn't everything in British Columbia like 45 minutes away from Vancouver? That's like every town, isn't it? No?
Take a ferry on occasion.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Kremer's he's in Surrey he's in from Cloverdale. And
there you go.
Yeah, Cloverdale. I was going to say it was
Cloverdale. Yeah, it's all the same. It's 10-minute drive
It was
either
a 10-minute
way.
drive.
But yeah, we're close. He's even closer to Vancouver, probably 10 minutes closer, but we're really close.
What do you do when you're back home and when you have a chance to kind of unwind a little bit and enjoy life away from the rink?
I like to golf. That's why I like playing in California. But unfortunately, when I go home, I have to pay for it, which sucks. But I mean, I'm a big golfer enthusiast. My parents got a nice pool at home. I like to relax in that. Pretty much just relax, go camping. A lot of good camping spots in BC.
Root for the Blue Jays. Watch the
I'm a huge
occasional
Blue Jays
Jays
fan. I'm a huge Blue Jays fan. I'm probably considered a super fan. I watch pretty much every game in the off season.
Now, how are you? I mean,
it's backwards, but that's a Jays
It
hat.
is a Blue Jays
in case
hat.
you're wondering. It's
I mean, how does we talk about you being close to Seattle, right on the American border?
No, it's Canada's team. You can't be a Canadian and not root for the Blue Jays. You have to.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No, it's true.
Yeah,
It's Canada's team. I mean, it's not as big as a sport in obviously in the United States, but there's a lot of big Blue Jays fans out there, and I'm one of them.
Did you ever try basketball growing up?
I played a little in high school, but hockey took way too much time, so I didn't even finish the season. But I love basketball.
I was going to say, I mean,
Well,
it's just
that's
obvious.
easy for you to say because you're short, compared to him. You're not. I mean, you'd be a shooting guard, I guess.
I'd be something. Water boy. Now, I mean, we got a great picture of you here. You're blocking it from all the fans. Come over in the corner here. Go right in the corner. The other way. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you're feeding Tegan's on in the game on Saturday. I mean, you didn't have to get in a fight late in the game, but nice to rile up the fans there late.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't even really about that. It's nice to give the fans something to cheer for sure, and probably every fan would rather see a fight than a goal, if people might admit that. But he was trying to get his team going. I mean, they were down 4-0. He wanted to create a little spark at the end of the game, so he started running around a little bit. And I just wanted to make sure that he knew that it wasn't acceptable to do. So it's just about being together as a team and protecting each other out there, and everyone will play a little bigger when guys do that for them.
What's the biggest strategy? I mean, if you're looking at and a lot of it is heat of the moment. A lot of it is just survival instincts kick in a fight. But if you had to look at a technique or something to that effect, and I noticed you went with my favorite move, the little jab. But is the grab and the hold the biggest part of when you do get in a fight, as far as being able to handle yourself in a fight?
Yeah, I mean, the grab is definitely the most important part. You can feel really unsafe if you don't have a good grab on the guy, because, I mean, that's where you're blocking his punches. That's where you're keeping. That's where I can use my reach, is hold him at bay, kind of, so to speak. But it all leads off the grab, and then after that, once you get punched in the face, there's not a whole lot of strategy.
It doesn't feel good.
Just get a grab and then hold on.
It does help when the other guy's helmet falls off, though, and then you can just start, all right, wheel away.
Video looked like he took it off himself. I think it was annoying him. Yeah. So you gotta love that.
That's his fault.
Easier on my hands.
That's his fault.
Would you rather go up against somebody who's your size, or I've had taller guys tell me, it's the dudes that are 5'11", 5'10" that want to get in tight and throw them that I don't want to fight the most.
Yeah, it is that way for me too. I personally would rather fight someone taller like me. It's a little difficult fighting a littler guy. Not so much in the way that they want to get in tight, but they are punching up at your chin, which is the most dangerous part. And usually you fight a taller guy, it's a tougher spot to aim for. So
it's impossible for me not to think of one of your old teammates in that regards, Garrett Hunt. And I mean, almost everybody that he takes on is a bigger guy than he is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a win-win for those players too. I mean, as much as it is really brave by them fighting a guy way bigger than them, it's got its advantages and disadvantages. Obviously, I have a reach advantage on most of my guys I fight, but like I said, I mean, when they get in tight, it's hard to push them out. It's hard to punch down at an opponent. The only thing you can hit is the top of their head, which is the hardest part of the head, and that's where they want you to hit them. You break your hand, and they're punching the softest part of your face and where you get knocked out. So
look forward here for us in terms of, you look down the line here at next season and what you want to do. Is D where you're going to be here? I think you fit in not only just because of an emergency situation. I think you're I don't know if serviceable is the right word, but an ECHL defenseman, a guy who can handle his own back there.
I'll play wherever the coach wants me to play. I really enjoy D, and if I was to pick a position, I think I would rather play defense right now because it feels really comfortable. But forward's obviously my natural position, but I would make the transformation to a D-man in a second for sure.
That makes us feel like we kind of know what we're watching.
Listen, because game one, it wasn't even like Alou looked completely different. I mean, he was, and I'm not knocking him. He was better as a defenseman offensively than he was offensively as a forward. And I think it was just because he could see the ice more.
And you kind of pick your moments, and I see you jump into the play a lot as well. But it just looks like you guys have a knack for it naturally, and so it's good. I feel like the Condors struck gold here by finding a couple of forwards that could play D and play it well.
And the size especially too, I think is the
who wants
point.
To stand in front of the net?
I'm not going there.
You don't even want to stand next to him, right?
I'm not. He keeps going away over there. I'm like, yeah, that's fine. You stay over there. As we appreciate the time. Good luck this week. Rest up because Condors got a lot of games coming up.
Thanks,
I think
man.
it's like 15 games in 16 days or something.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's a lot.
Yeah, sleeper bus too, so it's going to be fun. When we come back, Bartz and I will make our picks. Will Henneke from the Idaho Steelheads couldn't join us because Idaho's vacationing. We'll tell you where they're vacationing. When we come back, Condors Unleashed, Bakersfield.com.